105,000.
What EV?
11,000 PV.
PV 啊
11,000.
Estimate 的。
Estimate one.
11,000.
怎么样？
11000. Alright. Okay. I'll explain after this if you want. So everybody got the same answer for PV and EV? Okay. You guys okay? Or you want to take it? Yeah. So now calculate your SE and CV please and tell me.
-5,000.
Okay, so what is negative 5,000? SE?
SV.
SE, answer negative 5,000. CV?
1000是钱是吗？
2,000.
Positive 2,000, right? Yeah. Okay.
效果
Anybody else need to explain? You guys got it?
打边啊。
You guys obviously got it. You guys okay? Or you want me to break down and explain? Okay, check the back row. You guys not, you haven't tried it? Okay.
EV 加200呗。
2,000.
什么几多 EV 吗
EV 的 AC 啊。
好干啊，上一题啊！
好帅啊！好帅啊 ！OK 啊，这个很简单 ，friend 处，马上到。
It's very easy. Very easy.
Very easy.
You don't need to practice anymore.
One time go, let's go。
来，出一题就会对哦，出2题就错。
We see how to do the test.
直接运动吧。
Yes. No need. Okay, so I just want to make sure everything is what the negative? Okay. So very quickly here, for just in case some of you are not sure, I just want to highlight things, okay? So for those who got it, it's okay. Okay, so the current project is 10 months, right? So you calculate 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. So the current month is between D and E, right? So you draw a line there. So you know your plan value is up to the current month, right? So which is 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40, which is 110. That's how you get it.
Teacher, repeat 了吗
Huh?
？repeat 了吗
Repeat.
我不带，刚刚我没有听，刚叫我。
You know how to calculate already, right?
No, this one don't know.
This one don't do PV.
Okay, PV. PV is you find the current month. The current month is between D and E, right? Because that's the 10th month. Because 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 1, 10. So the current month is this line here. So to calculate PV, you must take all the estimated cost because P stands for plan. So this is what you are planning to spend, right? Which is up to here. So you take the planned spending up to the 10th month. So 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 is 110. So that's how you got 110. EV is straightforward, but EV you must remember, you must check the status. You don't stop at the current one. Okay? So in this case, they went up to task number E. So you know like 20 times 50, 20 times 80, you do all the multiplication up to 45 times 60, then you add all them up, you get your EV, earned value 105,000.
Okay, understand enough, right?
Okay, you mean like the rest might not important. Okay. AC, you know, AC is what you paid out, which is very clear. You have paid out 103,000. BAC, you won't use it in this calculation, but just so you know, it's one of the variables. It's the total that you plan to spend. Then, once you get these numbers, you just calculate it like that, and you just follow the formula. In this example, they give you the formula. In your test exam, I don't know whether they will give you the formula. So you just remember the formula. So in this case, the project is behind time, but it's under budget. This is good, right? But it's a bit late, okay, because of that. So what is the corrective action if it's a bit late? Not bit late.
加班
OT.
work more.
Work more. Okay.
Saturday come, Sunday also come.
Yeah. Okay, you can say that.
But cost is also
Cost also might go up. Yeah, cost also might go up. The other one is you could reduce your scope. You can reduce your scope. But that one you will have to convince your stakeholder. Right? Because you already committed, right? Now you have to reduce your scope. So that's the other way to not spend more money. Okay. we will
就画号变化你是嘛？
okay.
就双1，然后加3是4，4加2，6再加10，所以它10的条。
Okay, got it. Okay, I want to have a check. Everybody's okay? Can progress? Okay, good. So let's progress. Let's look at the next one. The next one is very easy, but I want to introduce you to a new concept. It's called network diagram. What's a network diagram? So let me draw it here. Both of you took your attendance here, so I'm going to erase this. Okay, so in a network diagram, basically you are drawing out what you have in your Gantt chart. Okay, it's a way of drawing visually what your Gantt chart looks like. Okay? And in Microsoft Project, it's very easy. If you did a Gantt chart, you can actually go to a button that says, show me the network diagram. Boom, it generates a nice picture for you, a box picture for you. But because we are doing it manually, we have to draw it out. And that's what this question asks you. Draw a network diagram that explains how these tasks are related to each other. So that's the first thing we have to do, okay? Then the second thing you have to do is identify the critical path. Before we do the critical path, which is another term in project management, let me draw the network diagram and show you how it will draw. It's very easy. Okay? So if you draw it manually, especially in the test or an exam, the way you do it is you just read the task ID and you know the duration and you must know who the predecessor. So all the information is given here. So the way to draw it is, let's start with task A. So you just draw task A. Task A will take how long? 1 week, right? So you put in bracket the duration. That's it. So task A has got no predecessor, so nothing to draw. Let's go task B. Task B will take also 1 week, but the predecessor is A. So task B, let me put that down first, will take 1 week and the predecessor is A. So you just draw an arrow to connect it. Right? This is what it's describing, but you're drawing it in a network diagram format. Then task C will take 2 weeks. Okay. C will take 2 weeks and the predecessor is B. So you just draw this. Let's move on. Task D will take 1 week and the predecessor is A. Oh, so you get another right here. D will take 1 week, right? And the predecessor is B.
Separate line. Damn.
Then task E will take 1 week and the predecessor is D. So task E will take 1 week and the predecessor is D. So I connect it. Last one, task F. Task F, just draw here first, will take how long? 2 weeks and the predecessor has C and E. So I have to draw 2 lines. Okay. So this is the simplest form of a network diagram. That's how you draw it.
Easy, easy.
Easy, easy. Microsoft Project, next time you try, you'll be fancy.
他这个说没问题。
Okay, so now let me explain to you a very important concept in project management. It's called critical path. What's a critical path? A critical path in a project is the longest path to complete the project. Just remember that critical path is the longest time it will take to complete your project. Okay? And when I do this, you will understand why it's so important. Okay? So let's use my blue color pen. Don't know which one is newer. Okay, so the way you calculate critical path is to go through the path, the many different ways possible, and see how long they are. Okay, so the easiest way, the one path I can see very clearly is here, right? Because this is the last task, right? So this is the way to complete the project. This could be one path. Another path is this way. Correct? So what you do is you identify all the different paths. You might get something simple, you might get something even more complicated. But once you draw the network diagram, you find all the possible paths. Then you calculate, okay, for this path, on top, how long will it take to complete? 2, 4, 5, 6. So it takes 6 weeks to complete. And this one, if I take this path, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks to complete. So what's the definition of critical path? Now, what's the definition of critical path that I just said? The longest path. So the critical path is this path here. This is the critical path, right? So the way to answer this question, the critical path identify the critical path based on the ID and specify the total. So the way to answer this question is you have to write it like this. So the critical path answer is A, 1 to B, 1 to C, 2 to F2. Okay, that is to answer this question. Identify the critical path based on the task ID. So this is how you answer it. Okay. Now, when I first learned this a long time ago, I was always confused. Why is the critical path so important? I still didn't understand it. I know it's the longest path, but why is it so important? Because this is the worst case scenario of how long it will take to complete your project, right? So not just 6 weeks. So the importance of critical path is once you've identified the path, you now know that all these tasks that happen on the critical path are very important and cannot be delayed. Why? If you delay task B by another 3 weeks, guess what? Your total project will extend to 8 weeks now. Sorry, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 8 weeks. If you delay task C by another to 4 weeks, now your critical path will be 4 plus 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. So instead of completing in 6 weeks, you complete in 10 weeks. So the objective of the critical path is to tell you, if you have tasks on the critical path, you must be very careful with it. You must focus on it, make sure you put the right resource, because if you delay any of the tasks, your whole project will end very late. So that's the purpose. You see, if this guy ends late, no problem. This guy, instead of 1, he goes to 2. No problem. 2, 4, 5, 6. Still be on time. Right? So you can't afford to delay on the non-critical path, but the critical path, you cannot delay at all. So hence, that's why it's important. Okay. And, okay, so you know, specify the duration, you know already, 6 weeks. Yeah.
What is another path which delays more than the...
Very good question. So if another path delays more, then yes, you will change the critical path already. Right? Because if this delay by 5 weeks, you will have to recalculate the critical path. Then you will identify, oh, this is no longer the critical path. This is now the new critical path. Right?
And is possible have two
No. No. Unless, of course, both of them are 6 weeks. Then possible. Then possible. So everybody got it? Why critical path is so important?
Yes.
And by the way, Microsoft Project also is automated. Click a button, it highlights in red where the critical path is. But here we are doing it manually because you have to do it for your test. It will come out like this.
So when the last one is the
You answer it this way. After you identify it, your answer should be A1, B1, C2, F2. That's the critical path. How to explain? It takes the longest part. Yeah. Okay. As you know, we are ahead of your class, the tutorial. So the last, we are going to do one more question, but we will get everybody to participate. Can I erase this? Okay.
就转过来打我手的时候，该认识啊，打。他怪你哦，他怪你吧。
下围棋了你，入绳子一种。
3正。
这么机警啊！到底是在下什么？
正的嘛，自己妈的，因为你不能在那里。哦，对，白动，答案。
要换钢材。Sure。满个。还有German，明天见到你小。少吧。我觉得键盘应该没有开吧？还没有。8点了。
Okay, so this question will require a representative. We'll just take anybody to come up and draw this. Okay. So what happens here is that this is a project where there are 6 different tasks, and each task, if you look at the bottom here, You see, in this current one, they haven't started doing anything in Microsoft project. They're doing manually.
That's
So
the
they all
link.
start in June. So, but actually, when you look at the task ID and the month and the predecessor, it actually has all these details. So what I want you to do is, we go by table. Every table, one person comes up and draw the box. Okay. So task number 1, finalize requirements. 1 month. So if you had to draw a box like this month, then just do like that. So
start from there. The last one.
last one, Ryan. Anybody want to draw?
No。民主啊，这边民主。
First one, teacher.
First one. First one very easy.
First one, the same one only.
你后面的，给他1个、3个。
最后一个是惨的。
Ryan, here got no computer to cover your front.
这样做，我画那个。
We just draw like that. Okay. Task number 2. Anybody from that group?
Me. I do.
No, like give chance. Your table done already.
Okay, table 1.
Yeah. Then one. And then two after that. Give everybody a chance. Okay. It will take 1 month and the predecessor is 1. So where should you draw? Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you. Table number 3. Maybe you can. 3, 4, 5. Table, task number 3, 1.5 months and predecessor is 2. Very good. Oh, by the way, you have to draw the line. Predecessor is number 2, right? So draw the arrow. Yeah. So number 1 is connected. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Number 4. Task number 4. Anybody? Hey, don't pass my pen That's number 4.
British.
Run.
1 month and the predecessor is what? Number 1. 2. How big is it?
不会哦。
我教你厉害啦！
教我。
赶着1个半月。
That's number 5. Last row. Hey, right. You have to do that's number 6. Come, anybody?
人说U3 U5啊，predecessor。
我的
1 month, predecessor number 4. Very good. Okay, Ryan, you got the trickiest one.
Ryan can.
That's number 6. It's got 2 predecessors.
从第一个开始。
哇
Right? The predecessor is 3 and 5, you know.
，Ryan，你在2个答案中间选了第3个答案。
你在3后面换一条。
You must come after the longest one because the predecessor is 3 and 5. So you should come after the longest one. The last one. Because it has to finish before.
不是3啊，就5。
哦，3，最长的看过就还2个，那就什么？
Okay. So now you see the completion. So the question is, when will task ID 6 complete? October. So that's the answer. Okay, so if you had to do it manually, this is how you would do it, right? So I think it's very straightforward. And we are done early. You guys want to ask questions? Otherwise, you can still enjoy the next one before the next class.
End class。回家。8点。
Okay, you took already.